Hi YouTube! Welcome to day 9 of my birthday countdown vlog. 31 days until I turn 40, and so let's see, when I was 31, that would have been 2003. Not a lot of exciting stuff going on that year. I pretty much just kind of went to work and came home and kept my nose to the grindstone. The most challenging thing of that sort of period in my life, not just that year, but I guess the one thing I can talk about is my struggle with debt, with credit card debt specifically. I had quite a problem with credit cards for a long time, starting way back when I started in college and getting into using credit cards, primarily because my family, we didn't have a lot of money, and all of a sudden I got this credit card with this $10,000 limit, and oh wow, look at all the things we can buy, and quickly getting over my head. And this time in 2003, I was sort of in my second round of debt. I actually had previously in the 90s, I'd had amassed about $25,000 worth of debt, and managed to get myself off the credit cards and pay it off, and then a whole bunch of crazy life things happened, and went back to using the credit cards, and very quickly, within a period of 2 to 3 years, amassed another $27,000 worth of credit card debt. It was everything from furnishing my apartment to taking trips and spending a bit more extravagantly than I should have, going out to dinner, and just, all sorts of things that I knew I shouldn't be doing, that I was doing again, and just getting in over my head, and quickly realizing that I wasn't going to be able to pay them off as easily as I had wanted to. When I first started using the credit cards the second time around, I was very much counting on getting promotions and raises at work, and did not anticipate the entire economic downturn that happened with the Y2K tech crash and all of that went on in 2000, 2001, 2002, that time frame, and did not end up having the income I was hoping to have to help me pay off the credit cards, and got depressed over some of that and ended up using the credit cards more. For me, spending and shopping is a very emotional thing, which is dangerous. That's the big danger for me, is making myself feel better by going out and shopping and buying stuff that I don't really need. So at this point in 2003, I had already joined a credit counseling service. I was using the CCCS, the credit counseling services, through United Way, and they did a lot to help me. They sat me down, they looked at my finances, they looked at my spending habits, and they made some recommendations and said, hey, we can help you with this. And what they did was put me on a program. First of all, I had to cut up all my cards. I had to bring all my cards in and cut them up in front of them. I had to sit through financial classes that helped me understand where my money was going, and how to economize and how to budget. And then they intervened for me with my creditors and negotiated lower rates on my credit cards, and then kind of consolidated all the payments together. I paid the CCCS the money, and then they took that money and paid my creditors. All for something like $35 a month was the fee that they ended up getting from me out of everything. And it lowered my monthly payments in terms of what I was paying to the credit card companies, on top of helping me get them paid off within a period of about 6 years altogether. At this point, I think I was in the program for 2 years. I don't quite remember. I think it was 2 years at this point, and so I had another 4 years to go to get that all paid off. And it was hard. It was very hard, because I sort of like how Greece is dealing with austerity measures to deal with their own debt. Well, I had my own austerity measures that I had to put in place. How to eat more cheaply, how to not go out and buy new clothes every season, not get my hair done every 6 weeks. There were a lot of things that I ended up giving up. In fact, the only luxury that I allowed myself, there was one thing that they said, okay, you have to cut out a lot of things, but think of which one of your luxuries that you enjoy. Pick one, and you can keep that one and keep doing that. And the one luxury that I ultimately ended up keeping was getting my nails done. So as you can see, I kind of do sort of fancy acrylic nail things. And I decided that was the one luxury I wanted to keep. So I gave up my Starbucks, and I gave up getting, like I said, getting my hair done, and I went and bought cheaper makeup and wore the same clothes several seasons, for several seasons, rather than buying new ones. And that helped. And at the end of the day, I eventually paid off the debt. And once I met Dave, I was almost completely debt-free, and he really helped encourage me to get me emotionally the rest of the way there. And that was really good. And so for the last 2 or 3 years now, I have been completely debt-free, and it really does feel so much better, and I feel so much more secure now because I don't have that debt, and I do have money in the bank. And so if things go wrong, I don't have to panic of, oh my gosh, how am I going to pay my bills? I have that stability now that I really did not have for a very long time. And I'm very grateful for all the help I had from CCCS, from Dave, from just various sources to get me through that period and to help me guide me out of the debt. And so for any of you out there watching, if you're in debt right now and you're struggling, I would really encourage you to look up a program like the CCCS program. The one that I went through, like I said, was United Way, and they were really great. I know there are other ones out there. They're the ones that I trust the most, because there are ones out there that are scams and will try and bilk you out of your money more than help you. So be careful, but I would really recommend getting a program like that because they can really be helpful. And learn how to budget, learn how to cut back, get yourself out of the debt, and then start saving money. And then once you get to a place where you have money in the bank, you can treat yourself more. You can go out and you can get your hair done, and you can go buy a new pair of boots. You just can't go out and buy 10 new pairs of boots. Those are things that you kind of learn once you figured out budgeting and stuff. So anyway, that was the big thing that was going on in my life at that point. And hopefully what I went through, lots of people go through it, but you can get past it, you can get out of the debt, and life can get better. So just hang in there and work your way out of it, and one of these days, you can go out and celebrate that you're debt free. Until tomorrow, bye.